Niger communities hold special prayer session to seek Allah's intervention as attacks persist. Stakeholders decry underrepresentation of women in politics, blame systemic barriers. Frustration deepens among Nigerians following numerous charges associated with banking and electronic transactions. On a foreign scene, Cameroon's opposition candidate Issa Bakari claims cabinet ministers have congratulated him on victory declaration. Good evening, this is News Update on Trust TV. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us. Now, communities affected by banditry in Niger North Central District of the state have held a special prayer session at the Eid Prayer Ground in Kutungora, the headquarters of Kutungora local government area, calling on Allah to intervene in the sustained attacks on farming communities in the area. At least 6 local government areas of Magama, Mariga, Ujol, amongst others, have faced sustained attacks in the last few weeks, forcing dozens of residents, especially women and children, to flee their homes. One of the internally displaced persons told Trust TV that the prayer had in attendance hundreds of Muslim faithfuls from affected communities in Kotungora and other areas to seek Allah's intervention against the bandits, their informants and sponsors. Some residents say they fled their homes in the rain around 10 p.m. on Tuesday when bandits invaded their communities. Some of the affected communities were Jainu, Warari, Shambo, Sabungari, Duko, and others villages surrounding Rujwa and Magajia. In Shambo, one of the fleeing residents told Daily Trust many houses and shops were destroyed while they left. The victims said bandits had not only stopped them from harvesting their crops, they grazed the rustled cattle on their farms, destroying their crops that were due for harvesting. Over in Taraba State, the government, in partnership with security agencies, have commissioned a vigilante group office in Jalingo, the state capital, to tackle the issue of criminal activities perpetrated by some hoodlums within the state. The event was attended by some government functionaries and traditional rulers in the state. Here's more in this report.
Responding to complaints of residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, the stakeholders and other relevant security agencies said the new security outfit will bring to an end the incessant security within the metropolis.
I'm a ward head of this area. The mode of vigilante group operation has changed and it become fresh. Security will be strengthened seriously now. The ward head, district heads, and the Emirate Council will work together with the vigilante group to ensure security is intact within our locality. Before one can be appointed as a member of this group, they must be thoroughly sensitized to ensure they don't have any criminal records.
The issues of insecurity has to do, that's what Obasanjo talked the other day, that most of the things that happens in insecurity is people who want to get what they eat, not even issue of religion. So, if somebody like you now, daybreak, you go to your office. When you have time for running up and down for uncertain activities.
The Jalingo Local Government Divisional Police Officer, Jimo Ishola, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps representative, Hafiz Abubakar, reiterated their commitment towards ensuring that lives and properties of the resident is protected and also give their total support to the newly created vigilante group for peace to reign among the society.
Security is everybody's responsibility. That's why we have to join hands and work towards securing our neighborhoods. Because of that, no one is left out, and that's why the importance of having the vigilante group is very paramount, and the importance cannot be overlooked. And because of that, I would say we urge every one of us to work together and be able to secure our neighborhood, because they are closer to the community, they are closer to the grassroots.
Na cikin anguwa har da bayan gari. Duk jami'in tsaro da yake kasan nan idan yana neman information.
The vigilante group is to support security in discovering bad acts in the society. They are really trying. We are advising them not to use the opportunity of their security uniform to achieve their personal interest. Security will not take it lightly to offenders. Whoever is given this opportunity should work with a good mind.
Speaking on behalf of the Muri Emirate Council, Secretary of the Emirate, Usman Saidu, said the council will give the agency a maximum support to achieve their desired results.
We are here to commission the office and appoint new commandant of Jalingo Vigilante Group, Nasiru Bako. We thank God for creating the group to support other security agencies in protecting lives and properties of citizens. Vigilante Group are indigents of the town, and they know every nook and cranny of the town. They know the criminals' hideouts, unlike other securities agencies that may not be indigents of the town. Some are brought from Kano, Lagos, and different parts of the country. Vigilante groups have no fixed salary from the government. They are doing the job for the sake of God and their people.
Head of Local Government Administration and the Vigilante Commander promised to collaborate to bring sanity to Jalingo.
The critical stakeholders that the team will work with them is the traditional rulers, the security, the local government, and the people at the grassroots. So the local government chairman is calling you to maintain this ethic of working with these critical stakeholders so that your work will not record favor in your work.
I have been in this work for almost 20 years. Wherever criminals hide, we will fish them out and bring them to justice. This is why we are always trying to eliminate those who don't have a real mind among us. We are warning criminals to come and meet us. If they don't have anything doing, we have jobs for them.
The security agencies called on the citizens to report any suspicious movement within their areas.
The headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force has donated 23 million naira to the victims of the September 14 air strike that killed 8 people and left 30 others with various degrees of injuries in the Buhari community in Unusari local government area of Yobe State. Represented by the Air Company Commander, Joint Task Force, Northeast Operation Hadinkai, Air Commodore Umaru Idris, the NAF headquarters expressed deep regret over the unfortunate incident and commiserated with the families of those who lost loved ones and those injured. Donating the gesture to the victims, the Chief of the Air Staff distributed 1 million naira each to the families of 8 deceased persons and 500,000 naira each to the 30 injured persons. He further said the NAF has embarked on quick impact projects in the Buhari community, including the installation of a solar-powered borehole to provide portable water to the community. He added that additional projects are underway to support and provide livelihood opportunities to the affected community. In his remark, Governor Mai Malabuni of the state, represented by his special advisor and security matters, Brigadier General Abdusalam Dahidu, retired, commended the NAF for its efforts and pledged the state's government's commitments to achieve the objectives of its operations. In Kano State, the police command has arrested a notorious gang of 5 fake police officers. The command's public relations officer, SP Abdullahi Haruna, confirmed the arrest of the suspects in a statement on Saturday. He said the suspects were apprehended during a special operation by operatives from the Command Special Intervention Squad on Thursday, 16 October 2025 at about 1 p.m. He listed the fake officers as Aliyu Abbas, 35 years of age, 47-year-old Sani Ilyasu, 41-year-old Ashiru Sule, 45-year-old Abubakar Yahaya, and 45-year-old Adamu Kalilu. Haruna added that the suspects were found in possession of several incriminating items, including a fake police warrant card, handcuffs, 2,500 naira, 2,500 in CFA, that's mutilated naira notes of different denominations, and their operational vehicle, a blue Peugeot 406 registration number NSR 188BD. He further said during the investigation, the suspects confessed to engaging in a series of impersonations, admitting to using the fake police warrant card to extort innocent citizens and commit other nefarious activities in the state, both in Katsina and Kaduna. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja after participating in the Akaba Process Heads of State and Government level meeting held in Rome, Italy. There, world leaders gathered to strengthen cooperation against terrorism and violent extremism. Tinubu had departed Nigeria on October 12th for the meeting scheduled to start on the 14th. According to a State House press release issued on Saturday by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the President's trip to Rome reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to regional and global security partnerships. The Akaba process, the release explained, is a counter-terrorism initiative launched by His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan in 2015 and co-chaired by the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and the government of Italy. The Rome edition of the meeting focused on strengthening regional and international collaboration in the fight against terrorism and violent extremism, with particular attention to West Africa. Across the country, women remain significantly underrepresented in politics due to systemic barriers that continue to hinder their participation and access to political power. Despite the efforts of women striving to engage in governance and the advocacy of various non-governmental organizations pushing for gender inclusion, women are still largely marginalized within the political space. When Trust TV spoke with women and political stakeholders, many agreed that the problem is not a lack of interest, but the financial and structural obstacles that prevent women from competing on equal footing. Vigila Tokolo's report is presented from our studio.
Across Nigeria, women aspiring to participate in politics face numerous challenges that limit their involvement in decision-making and governance. Key among these challenges are patriarchal social structures, political godfatherism, religion and cultural norms that promote male dominance, financial constraints, political intimidation, and limited media visibility for female candidates. A political expert and former deputy majority leader of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Rumour, told Trust Television that beyond societal barriers, political parties themselves remain one of the biggest challenges to women's participation. According to him, many women also contribute to the problem by not supporting or voting for female candidates during elections, choosing instead to back their male counterparts.
That's an erroneous impression about men or the male foe. Women participate in politics. The participation of women, hitherto, has always been recognized by any generation in this country. But the point is that it is the women that are even against the women themselves, not men, the way the question is couched. And why I'm saying that, the number of women that are voting for men are more than men. Why can't they vote for their fellow women? So the problem is not whether the female are oppressed or what, but it's within the women folk themselves.
Some women who spoke with Trust Television shared similar concerns, noting the lack of solidarity among women in politics further weakens their representation and influence in governance.
I think the situation is, it's politics. It's mostly politics. Okay? And yes, there may be that idea that women are largely not supporters of themselves. But so that's also what makes the playing field very unlevel for new female entrants into politics. So that means that when a woman comes up or shows up to be a politician, then she has the resolve, she has the will. Any woman that makes it anywhere should be encouraged because it shows that that's where she's supposed to be.
I think that the main thing here is to focus on bad governance, insecurity, human rights abuses, It's a whole lot of issues in the country that affects why women are underrepresented, and most importantly, why men don't support women. You find out that if men want to go into politics, they all have everybody supporting them.
Most women are not financially empowered. Even the few that are educated that are financially empowered, I think they prefer to be queens of their own manor and stay in their little corner and do whatever they are doing, because when they come out, there is this tendency that men will oppress them. And of course, we have been seeing that in the past years. Even our fellow women, we don't support ourselves. We don't support ourselves due to probably malice, maybe where the person comes from. So you just discover that women don't even support themselves. Going down to the states, the governors are supposed to be encouraging the women to participate in politics. For instance, in the past years in Lagos State, I think Lagos State has always been at the forefront of such a thing.
They emphasize that until Nigerian women rise to support one another, especially those seeking elective positions, women will continue to be underrepresented in the political affairs of the nation.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, has dismissed reports claiming that some leaders of the People's Democratic Party are mounting pressure on him to contest the 2027 presidential election. In a statement issued on Saturday, Wike, Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media, Lere Olayinka, described the claim as another lie from idle minds who have nothing to contribute to the development of the country. Olayinka said the report circulated by an online platform was a failed attempt to drag Wike into unnecessary controversy. Olayinka maintained that as far as Wike is concerned, it is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu till 2031. Clarifying the report of a supposed PDP meeting, Kai explained that the only meeting held on August 20, 2025 was one involving PDP stakeholders from the southern part of the country. According to him, the outcome of the meeting was publicly released in a statement titled Purported Meeting of PDP Southern Zoning Consultative Summit, signed by several PDP leaders from the Southeast and South-South, including state party chairmen, lawmakers and former officials. Nigerians have long expressed frustration over the numerous and often hidden charges associated with their banking and electronic transactions. The amount that might seem like minor deductions when accumulated create a significant burden for bank customers. These charges, from ATM withdrawals to fund transfers and card maintenance fees, increase transaction costs across various banking services. Many Nigerians say the arbitrary deductions is creating trust deficit between banks and customers. Yusuf Okogu reports.
Bank charges in Nigeria vary by transaction type. With notable fees include those for cash deposits and withdrawals above certain thresholds, fund transfers, and ATM usage. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria's guide, cash deposits over 500,000 naira incur a 2% charge, while withdrawals above 500,000 naira are charged at 3%. Electronic fund transfers have different rates based on the amount, with charges typically around 10 naira and 75 kobo to 52 naira and 50 kobo, depending on the amount. However, many Nigerians only realize the full extent of these deductions when they see their account balances shrink after routine transactions.
If you want to use their USSD, maybe to have access to maybe transfer or to buy airtime or thereabout, I'll notice they are removing money, 6 naira. When it goes through, it doesn't go through. They make sure the more you try to make it, the more they remove the money.
I won't create bank for my house, because we don't tire for this country. I'm a mechanic. If they want to send me money, let's say there's Corista now, they send me 10,000 to go and buy parts. The actual money where I go get there is 9.5, and we are tired. Even when some people want to do transfer to us, I will tell them, say, I need cash. I don't want transfer.
From the runnings of the bank, you understand, they usually charge for maintenance, alerts and SMS charges and the rest of them. There's something that is always specified.
For POS operators, the impact is even more severe for larger transactions. According to them, the charges has become a burden too heavy to bear.
When you go to ATM now to withdraw money, they'll be charging you per transaction, 100 and something, like 107, and the rest of it. And another one on the POS terminal, each transaction from 10,000 upwards, they would not 15 naira transfer, 15 naira withdrawal. So the charges is too much. I was shocked that day Zenith Bank charged me 5K. When I went there, I asked them, they told me that it's a cash withdrawal of 2 weeks. I said, 2 weeks, how come people are charging me 5K? So to me, the bank charges is too much. It's actually too much.
It's too much. It's too much because which one is that CBN is taking their percent from the, how much are we even getting in this thing? Not the too much, man.
For bank customers, high charges is not only reducing savings and incomes, decreased trust among customers, and increased cost of transactions, but also affects the financial inclusion effort of the federal government.
A lot of people are complaining that they don't want to put their money in banks. So instead of encouraging financial inclusion and the money in the financial sector growing is going to reduce because people are going to take out their money and put it under their mattresses or in safe houses where they feel that their money is not going to be touched.
While effort to get commercial bank officials to respond to the concern raised by their customers failed, this ex-banker provides clarity about the rationale behind these huge deductions by banks.
We would like to use this medium to appeal to the central bank to look into the plights of Nigerians. The banks are charging too much. Myself was an ex-banker, and the kind of charges I'm seeing now is unbearable. You're going to withdraw money from the bank, they charge you a certain amount. If you try to use your ATM, they charge you a certain amount. There was a time that they said they were going to harmonize all ATM charges. But well, is that what we're seeing now? No. You go to any bank to withdraw, they charge you. And so on and so forth. That is becoming unbearable for most people because savings are supposed to grow. They shouldn't look for ways to come and take money from savings account. Rather, they should be adding money into savings account. That is the traditional banking practice.
The growing concerns have attracted the attention of the House of Representatives. The lower chamber has resolved to investigate the incessant and arbitrary charges imposed on bank customers by commercial banks across the country. Yusuf Akubu, Trust Television News, Abuja.
In business, the International Monetary Fund has urged Nigeria to deepen its ongoing macroeconomic and fiscal reforms, stressing that stronger domestic revenue mobilization and transparent debt management are critical to sustaining growth and protecting vulnerable populations amid tightening global financial conditions. The director of the IMF's African Department, Dr. Abebe Selese, stated this while presenting the regional economic outlook for sub-Saharan Africa at the ongoing IMF World Bank annual meetings in Washington. He said Africa's growth would remain steady at 4.1% in 2025, with a modest pickup expected the following year. However, he warned that the region, including Nigeria, faces mounting pressures from debt servicing cost, declining oil prices, and limited access to external financing. He identified domestic revenue mobilization as the firmest priority for Nigeria and other African economies, urging governments to modernize tax systems through digitalization, improve compliance, and rebuild public trust in fiscal institutions. Away from Nigeria, presidential candidate Isa Chiroma Bakri of the National Salvation Front has claimed that ministers and members of the government have reached out to congratulate him following his declaration of victory in Cameroon's just concluded presidential election. In a statement released on Saturday, Bakri expressed gratitude to those who have shown support, describing the moment as one of national significance. Bakri also claimed that some members of the military high command had pledged their loyalty to the people rather than to privilege or power. Addressing the media, Bakri urged journalists to resist becoming tools of misinformation, warning against compromising their role in shaping public opinion. Bakri added with a call for unity and vigilance, saying the times are grave, but hope is stronger. However, the official results of the presidential election are yet to be confirmed by Cameroon's Electoral Commission. And in sports, Nottingham Forest has sacked Jay Postecoglou following the side's 3-0 defeat by Chelsea at the City Ground. The Australian's dismissal 39 days after his appointment on 9 September means his stint at Forest is the shortest permanent managerial reign in Premier League history. The former Tottenham boss failed to win any of his 8 matches in charge of Forest, with 2 draws and 6 defeats across all competitions. Forest collected just 1 point from Postecoglou's 5 Premier League matches in charge, leaving the side 1 point above the relegation zone in 17th. Postecoglou's departure means Forest are searching for their 3rd manager already this season, having sacked Nuno Espirito Santo just 3 matches into the campaign. Fulham manager Marco Silva is understood to be high on their list of potential replacements, while former Burnley and Everton boss Sean Dyche is another candidate. That concludes news updates at this time on Trust TV. For more of our news, programs and documentaries, do follow us on social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I'm Chiamaka Nwafor. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.